All right, we are live. Hi, everybody. Hope you guys are having a great Saturday so far. I am going to go ahead and post in the community Discord server that we are live, as well as on Twitter. And we're going to get started with some cooking here in just a moment. I hope everybody's having a great day so far. Let's do this. Post in the Discord server real quick. And let's post on Twitter. Okay. All right. Perfect. Posted both places. Okay. So we're going to be making a Chick Fil A potato bake today and some roasted green beans. I have streamed making this meal before. However, I am at the mercy of what the baby wants to eat. And that sounds delicious. So we're going to make it, even though we've already made it on this channel before. Hi, Mac. How's it going? Ew, it's a wild spotted coyote. Ew. It's a Mac. Ew. How's your day going, Mac? I hope it's going well. Okay. Let's update this. Chick Fil A potato bake and green beans. Perfect. All right. Does the bot recognize it? Let's make sure. Come on, CloudBot, you can do it. Hi, Tori. How are you? There we go. Now it's working. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. We're going to make a Chick Fil A potato bake and some green beans for dinner. So we're going to prep some roasted potatoes, some bacon, some chicken, some sauteed onions and garlic, and some homemade Chick Fil A sauce. And then we'll kind of assemble all that together with some cheese, and it'll get baked later. Hi, Lacey. How are you? Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Okay. So let's move out to the kitchen and make some food. Got to move this over here for just a second so I can switch to this camera. Perfect. Okay. Sounds delicious. Hi, VP. How's it going? I think it'll be delicious. We've made it once before and I really liked it. So we're going to make it again. Good at my boyfriend's, waiting for him to get the heck up. This man loves his sleep, Tori. Every time you talk about him, he's asleep. Okay. So I think what we're going to do is start with our potatoes, since those will take the longest. So we're going to preheat the oven to 400 Fahrenheit. And we're going to wash and dice some potatoes. And then we'll season them up, hit them with some olive oil, and we're going to roast them. So let's go ahead and get started on that. She says, oh, I know. Yeah, no, he likes his sleep for sure. All right, so we need a cutting board. And we need a knife. And then we're going to get out our potatoes. And I need a big sheet pan for these as well. Let's do, we're going to do the really big one. We're going to do the really, really big one. Okay. I'm going to spray this down with some Pam. What's everybody up to today? Are you guys relaxing, being productive? What's everybody got going on this Saturday? All right, And then we need olive oil, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, oregano, salt, and pepper as our seasonings. Making his mom dinner tonight? Oh, nice. Very cool. That sounds like you farted. That's so funny. That's so funny. It's all the seasoning things. I love when there's like fart sounds that happen and it sounds like somebody actually farted. That's the best. Okay. Potatoes. Honestly, I have both sweet and russet potatoes. This would be good with either one. Oh, these are Idaho potatoes. But we're gonna do Idaho potatoes. This would be great with sweet potatoes too. Sweet potatoes are kind of hard to cut though. If you guys haven't already, do me a favor and hit that like button on the video. It helps to distribute the VOD afterwards. Let's do... I think that's good. That's more than enough. This is gonna make leftovers, but that's okay. Okay, so we're gonna chop those potatoes up, hit them with some olive oil and some seasoning, and we're gonna roast them. I like sweet potato fries. Me too. Me too. We made baked sweet potato fries 2 weeks ago, and they turned out really good. If you've ever had Heinz Chipotle ketchup, it's really good with sweet potato fries because it's nice and smoky. Hi, House Cow. Hi, Radio. It's going good. How about you? We're getting started on some food. We're going to get our potatoes roasting, get our green beans ready for the oven. Luckily, the green beans and the potatoes actually go in at the same temperature. I wish I liked potatoes, but I can't. That's so interesting. Or you don't like sweet potatoes. Do you like normal potatoes? One of Funky's kids doesn't like potatoes at all in any form. Doesn't matter what form you offer them to him in. Fries, tots, mashed, potato chips, nothing. Nothing. He does not eat potatoes, which is a little tough because me, Funky, and Funky's other child love potatoes. So then I always feel bad when I'm making stuff. I'm like, shoot, what's gonna be the side dish? Post this recipe that I'm making today. I don't remember if I posted it in the Discord. It is in the video description for sure. And I also streamed this recipe a couple weeks ago. Yes, we are repeating it because I'm at the mercy of what the baby wants to eat. So it is what it is. I love normal potatoes. I don't like sweet. It's odd to me. Fair enough. See, a lot of times when I eat sweet potatoes, I eat them in like a savory aspect. Like for instance, like I'll make baked sweet potato fries with like salt, pepper, paprika. So I'm not eating them like tasting sweet. I know some people will do like mashed sweet potatoes, and I don't mind them like that at Thanksgiving, but that's about it. But absolutely, I will get this recipe copied into the Discord server. Basically, what we're gonna do is roast some potatoes. If you wanted this recipe to go a little faster, if you are making this at home, you could buy a bag of frozen or refrigerated diced hash browns. And you could even get the kind with peppers and onions if you wanted some extra veggies in there. And we're gonna roast these. And then we're gonna cook some chicken, some cut up bacon. You could buy store-bought, but we're gonna make Chick Fil A sauce. It is a mixture of mayo, mustard, honey, and barbecue. And you could make it spicy with some hot sauce if you wanted. And then basically what all goes in the casserole is potatoes, chicken, onions, garlic, cheese, and then I top it, and Chick Fil A sauce. Mix all that together, and then I top it with cheese, bacon, and scallions. Copy and paste the recipe? Heck yes. I do, however, like sweet potato pie. Yeah, I can see how that would remind you of pumpkin pie. The texture is very similar. Don't leave it on the stove for 5 hours. That was, yes, that was the just roasted chicken, but yes, I did that once. Once since being pregnant, I roasted chicken and left it on the stove for 5 hours. Sweet tater pie, sweet tater souffle. Ooh, you like sweet tater souffle too, nice. I'm about to try to get him up again. I need to go to the store, but I have no idea how to get anywhere around here. Oh no. Well, if he doesn't wake up, at least that's what GPS can solve. So you don't need him to get to the store. I need to try sweet potatoes again. Last time I tried them, I wasn't sure about them. Well, your taste buds do change every couple of years, or so they say. It's possible for them to change every couple of years, so it's very possible that you'll like them now. Hi, Dana. How's it going? If you guys missed the Purple Side stream last night, it was a blast. Had our second Golden Kappa this week. Had some fun playing some Peak. The one game that we got through took us over 2 hours. Stopping in to say hi. Now I have to get back to making lunch. Hi, bye, Dante. Thank you. I appreciate you. Relocate this recipe because I'm for this. Heck yeah. Maybe she means recreate this recipe. I think she means recreate. She might have gotten auto-cucumbered there. All right. I posted an update on the YouTube hours. Guys, we are up 31 hours from yesterday. She says, Golden Kappa right Heckiana now. Where? Where? Is there actually, or are you just repeating what you said in the Discord? Hi, Silver. We are on YouTube, 72.9% of level 1 and 54.7% of level 2. We're making moves, guys. We're getting there. We are getting there. All right, so we're just dicing these potatoes up. I'm not concerned about them all being the same size, just trying to make them bite-sized as best as possible. So I cut each half in half, cut those into strips, just repeating. Okay, I figured so. How's your day going, Silver? Cut these into strips and then turn them and cut them again. You guys, Funky and I have been watching Tiger King, and I know we're incredibly late to the game, but we never watched it back in the day when it was super popular. Why did nobody tell me that show had so much drama? My gosh. I thought there was just drama with if Carol Baskin killed her husband or not. Like, literally, I went into Tiger King almost blind. I knew there was a guy named Joe Exotic who was the Tiger King who had tigers. And I knew there was a lady named Carol Baskin who had something to do with the show. And the only other thing I knew was that soundbite from the song that goes, Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked him. That's literally all I knew going into this. Oh my God, is that show insane. And again, I know I'm incredibly late to the game here, but first of all, why is everybody in the tiger owning community a polygamist? Can't decide if Joe's a bad guy or not. Don't spoil it for me. Pretty sure Carol murdered her husband. Don't spoil it for me. My goodness. There is so much. Every episode, it just gets weirder and weirder, man. Highlight of the pandemic was Tiger King. See, we didn't watch it during the pandemic. I love Tiger King era. It's amazing. Honestly, it is so strange. Like, we're sitting there and I'll be like watching it. I just look at Funky and I'm like, how could it have possibly got weirder? But it did. This community is amazing. Heck yes, I agree. We are working so hard on the YouTube hours. We have gone up every single day this week. We have gone up every single day. We are building hours, doing a couple live streams a week. I'm going to film another YouTube video this afternoon after the stream, before the Purple Side stream this evening. If you guys haven't taken a look at the community Discord server, there's a stream this evening on the Purple Side at 7:30 Eastern. We are playing a sledding game with some of our teammates from the fleet. It's like a $5 game, up to 50 people can play. It should be fun. It's going to be me, Funky, E-Money, Missy, Angry Baby Polar, Harley, Autumn Lily. Who else? There's somebody else who's playing. I can't remember. It's going to be a good group of us. I'm very excited. And then tomorrow I'm streaming on the purple side, 1 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna yap and have some coffee and do some word puzzle and food guesser and things like that. I know tomorrow is Mother's Day. If you are celebrating your mom or your aunt or your grandma or your sister or your wife or some combination of the above, do not stress if you cannot make it to the stream. Do not stress. All right, so we got all of our potatoes. We're gonna spread these out. Shared the stream on my socials. You are awesome. I appreciate you. Hi, Noodle. He's definitely a strange fella. Well, see, here's the thing that gets me is that, like, everybody is strange. So there's the one guy who calls himself Bhagavan, which I think means Lord, they said, and he's got like 4 wives, but he lures these young girls who are barely above the age of consent to his preserve, I don't know what, colony, I don't know what you want to call it, and then turns them all into his wives. We're gonna hit these with some olive oil. Joe Exotic had 2 husbands. Where we got to last night is that one turned out to not be gay, the other one turned out to not be gay. One took his own life, one got a girl pregnant and left. And I'm just sitting here like, what is happening? He is definitely a strange fella indeed. How you doing, Noodle? My tummy hurts, I ate too much. That is the worst. Okay, so we have potatoes and olive oil. I'm gonna season these. Onion powder. You can season your potatoes with whatever you like. Garlic powder. Hi, NMD. I require this. This is so good. We made this a couple weeks ago on YouTube, but the baby wants it again, so it is what it is. Hi, Aspinator, how's it going? Paprika. Oregano. Parsley. And I was sharing a couple of notes. If you guys wanted to make this at home, few things that you could do to speed up the process. Number 1, you could buy a bag of either refrigerated or frozen hash brown potatoes that are already diced with the onions, with onions and peppers, or just plain. You could buy pre-cut chicken. You could buy, like, Tyson is one example of a brand that has pre-cooked grilled chicken strips, and you could just cut those up. You could buy frozen grilled chicken and just heat it. You could buy store-bought Chick Fil A sauce. You could buy store-bought bacon bits, and then you'd just be cooking your potatoes, heating up your chicken, dumping it in with the Chick Fil A sauce and the onions, and adding some cheese, and then your bacon. Because what I essentially do is the potatoes, Chick Fil A sauce, onions, garlic, chicken, and then cheese, bacon, and scallions. Hi, Adam. Gib potatoes. Oh my gosh. I found out the problem with my phone. What's wrong with it? Is it fixable? Hopefully for inexpensive. Hopefully so. I know you were stressed about that. All right, we're gonna put our seasonings back. How's your day going, Adam? Any luck with the PC? All right, we're gonna hit these with some salt and pepper. Oven is preheated. Perfect timing. Aspinator says, doing great, had a blast at pickleball lessons, although I'm a bit sore. That'll go away with practice. Heck yes, it will. All right, salt. Good, just waiting for next Sunday because it's my birthday. So fun! You and my mom have birthdays 1 day apart. Tomorrow is Lyric's birthday. He's going to be 14. I have absolutely no idea how that happened because he was just turning 5 when I met him, and that's crazy. Oh, how did they get so old? No Chick Fil A sauce? What? Why not? Trying to meal plan in my brain is so broken. If you pull up Pinterest, is it making your tummy go, ooh, that sounds good? Sometimes that helps me when I can't figure out what to make. Earlier this week, I was just staring at the screen being like, everything sounds good and I'm hungry, and I shouldn't be meal planning while I'm hungry because everything sounds good, so I can't make decisions. Here while I mess with the PC, okay, I hope you're able to fix it. Mac, why don't we like Chick Fil A sauce? Silver says, I have a cinnamon raisin bagel with strawberry cream cheese on one half and regular whipped cream cheese on the other. That sounds delicious, and I want that. I need a battery replacement because it's down to 50%. Dang. I have heard, but not like confirmed, that supposedly it's best to charge your phone to 100%, let it run down to 0, and shut off, and then plug it back in and charge it the whole way. Otherwise, you're like damaging the battery if you like only charge it a little bit and take it off the charger all the time. Nothing yet, pricing out motherboards and PSUs just in case. Oh, well, luckily, the cost of a lot of things is starting to come down as the AI bubble is adjusting. Need to check for how much it costs. May go with that option for now. That's fair. Doing a shrimp bruschetta pizza for dinner. Interesting. Interesting. You're old. Your mom's old. Have some Pinterest up, but Do you have anything that you need to use up, or does this require grocery shopping? Say maybe we can help, but I'm not sure if you're meal planning then shopping. Because that's how I usually do it, but. You don't remember the meme? No. I live under a rock generally, so there's that. My battery is beyond cooked on my phone, hoping to get a new one by June. That's right, you had a goal up for that. Okay, so we got our potatoes with olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, oregano, and parsley. Going in the oven at 400 degrees. And next we're gonna chop an onion. Back in a few, okay. Luckily the combined for the exact ones are 180 at Micro Center. That's not terrible. That could be a lot worse. A lot worse. Okay. Walmart gave me this bag of onions, and they're all so itty bitty. I think I'm gonna do 2 because they're so small. Like, this is so little. We lost a piece of the peel. Grocery shopping, while I think is part of the problem. Been there. Been there. Battery's still bugging out on me even though I've been doing that. Well, it sounds like it's possible that the battery is faulty. The no Chick Fil A sauce girl. I don't know this meme. I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look it up. All right, so we're cutting this onion. We're gonna dice this up. We're gonna saute the onion with some garlic. Right? This looks like the size of a garlic bulb, not an onion. All of them in the bag are like this. They're all like this size. It's weird. They're all like mini. It's very strange. That's itty bitty. I mean, so like, here's a reference point. Now, granted, the food in the US is probably all genetically modified, but like the onion is about as tall as a K-cup pod, like a Keurig pod. It's not, that's small for the onions that I normally see. So like for reference, here's my purple onions or my red onions versus these are way smaller. But yeah, that's itty bitty. Followed you on Twitter. I appreciate you, Dana. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be 42 next week. Heck yes, Mac. What are you doing to celebrate your birthday? Anything fun? Do you at least have the day off work? It's regular size onion for you? Is it really? That's wild. I would have to buy a gajillion onions all the time. But again, the food in the United States is very likely genetically modified, let's be honest. I look at some of these foods and I'm like, that's huge. Isn't an onion from the same family? Hi, Azlek. Oh, I like that your YouTube name is Azlek Central. It's both. Come on, you can do it. Hi, Groot. I got to FaceTime my nephew this morning. He's so smiley. And then I got to talk to my mom for a little. The red onion I get are the size of the ones you're chopping. Oh, really? Dang, I would have to buy so many. Be 26 a week from tomorrow. Heck yes. And you're going to the wildlife place. Probably working, I don't know yet. You don't have your schedule that far out. That stinks. That sounds like Funky's work. Thursday evening, Funky still didn't have his schedule for next week, which, like, how? I don't understand how you expect these people to have any quality of life if you don't give them a schedule so that they can, I don't know, plan anything outside of work at all. but that's just me. That's just me. Okay, we're gonna saute these with some garlic. I'm gonna set my onion to the side because I am still gonna use it to cut the chicken and bacon, but we don't need it yet. All right, so we need a skillet. Yeah, Funk Man is working. He works tomorrow, Monday. He's off Tuesday. And then he works Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. Probably won't have it till Monday. That's so crazy. All right, we got a little oil. We're gonna heat this up to medium-high heat. Used to get my schedule on Saturdays for the next week. That's usually around when Funky gets it, which is diabolical. Diabolical. Sag, I had a PC question. What's your PC question? I might be able to text him. I actually might know the answer. Still going change a bit. Hopefully my dad is starting a new job Monday. Oh my gosh, congrats to him. Hospital be much better. I know well in advance on things. Yeah, that's nice. It should be that way. As like my brain is not awake for these kinds of questions, famo. I do believe onion and garlic are part of the allium family. A-L-I-U-M, if I remember correctly. All right, we're gonna let that heat up for a second, then we're gonna saute the onion. I'm gonna grab minced garlic from the fridge. I noticed there's a 2032 battery in the motherboard. Should I replace that? 2032 is what it says on the battery. This says that it would be a very inexpensive troubleshooting step. It may not survive and be perfectly fixed, but okay. So if the battery is dead, it could prevent it from turning on and completing a post because it's causing a BIOS error. Okay, and then if that doesn't help, it could either be your power supply, your RAM, or your motherboard. Finally, meal planned and made a list. What are you making this week? Tell us, tell us. Could be my issue since it's not powering on. Yeah, this says it's an easy troubleshooting step because it's so inexpensive. The batteries for that usually cost $10 or less. This says in particular, and I don't think you're getting this since it's not posting, look for a CMOS read error or fans spinning without booting. So it says turn off, open the case, replace the battery, restart to check if the issue resolved. If that doesn't work, it might be your power supply, your RAM, or your motherboard. It's probably not your RAM if your computer was working fine yesterday. Because what was, it might be your motherboard, and the reason I was thinking that is because mine, my kitchen PC, the fans, except for the cooler fan, will spin, and we thought maybe the cooler failed. So when we were watching all these YouTube videos and doing all this troubleshooting, we figured that maybe it was the cooler that went out, and the computer was purposely not turning on so that it wouldn't overheat. but we ended up being able to get to the BIOS and telling it to ignore that fan wasn't working because it was. And then it booted up once, and the next time I booted it, it was still boot cycling. So yours is staying on, at least the fans are, longer than mine was, so it could be the power supply. I assume you've tried it in multiple outlets, yeah? Made sure the breaker doesn't need to be reset? Because like with mine, the fans were spinning, but it wasn't kicking on, and it would start spinning and it would go click. And then it click, and it would turn back off. But it didn't last very long. Okay, put the onion in. Let this cook for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then we're gonna put in our garlic. Let's see. Some Instant Pot chicken taco meals and some sheet pan meals so I can prep and forget. Love that. That's what's happening. Fans are turning on, but it's not booting. Yeah. We were able to bypass the boot cycle to get to the BIOS to adjust the settings at one point, but then after that, we thought we fixed it, and then it never turned back on. Oh no, I dropped an onion. Ugh. Okay, I need a spoon for the garlic. This says also, Adam, another couple of things you could try. If it's not posting, you could try resetting the RAM, or reseating the RAM, excuse me. Checking your graphics card, power cables, resetting the CMOS. So basically, to reset the RAM, you want to turn it all off, remove all the sticks, and then plug them back in, testing each stick individually. You check to make sure nothing came loose from the graphics card to the power supply. Ensure PCIe cables from the power supply are firmly connected to the graphics card. Other suggestions. I'm sure you tried some of these things. These are things that Funky would be Googling, I'm sure. Sent you a video, what it just started doing. Okay. Weird. It's flickering. That's so weird. I did the RAM already. Okay. You made sure that the power cable is tightly connected to the graphics card. That's the next thing it says, and then the battery. All right, I added about half a tablespoon of minced garlic. You can add more or less depending on what your preference is. See, with mine was only getting one click and then shutting back off. Chef Steve has been going through computer issues again. Almost sure it's the processor after replacing everything other than that in RAM. Yeah, I don't blame him for not wanting to replace the RAM. RAM prices are through the fucking roof right now. It's crazy. I don't blame him one bit. That would be the last thing I'd be replacing if I had something wrong. All right, give it about 1 more minute with the garlic, and then I'm gonna remove that and put it on a plate for now until we're ready to mix it in with the potatoes and everything. Next, we're gonna cut up our bacon and cook it in the same pan. Negs had to get rid of things for hers to work again. That's so weird. I'm gonna try to figure out how to do the CMOS thing, I don't know. That'll work if it's not booting. Some motherboards have a CMOS reset button. I know that from watching Jay's 2 Cents. It would have a COR CMOS on the board itself, usually found on the rear panel of motherboards. Press and hold for 5 to 10 seconds while the PC is off. Not every motherboard has that though. Which, at least that's my understanding. Okay, so we got our onions and garlic. We're gonna set that to the side. We watch a lot of Jay's 2 Cents and Linus Tech Tips, so I've seen some PC troubleshooting. That and Tech Source. What's his name? Edgar? Ed something. I think it's Edgar. Okay, we need to get our bacon. Which I think is defrosted enough. Yeah. He says, Silver, come over and fix my shit. Let me get my IT guys over. Bet. Okay. We're going to scoot this out of the way for a moment and start cutting up our bacon. Where's the peel part? Does this one not have one? No, it doesn't. Weird. All right, let's cut it open. We're only gonna use about half of this pack. Perfect. So got 6 pieces in there. I'm gonna cut that up in just a second. Wash my hands and we're gonna store the rest of this for later. Our potatoes are roasting nicely. Starting to get a little color on them, starting to get some sizzle. Anybody doing any cooking or baking this weekend? Put this back. And that was funny, it sounded like a fart, a little squeak. All right, and we're going to cut up our bacon. Finally figured out what to send Mom for Mother's Day tomorrow. Little e-gift card, more high-end grocery store so she can treat herself to some wine at the bar and shop. Oh my gosh, that's so nice. My mom is getting a mug that says, best grandma ever. We're sure we checked. And then I'm going to put this to the side because I'm going to have to wash the cutting board before we cook or cut the chicken up. So we're going to cook the bacon. And I like to set the bacon to the side for this recipe because I don't want it to overcook when I reheat it. May bake the cake granny once and also be cooking oxtail soup. Oh, nice. First year in 26 years of not being together, it was hard to come up with something not in physical form. Yeah, that's so tough. I was trying to send my mom something and I had a bunch of really great ideas that I really liked. And then I checked for her address. Well, really my sister's address, because my parents' neighborhood is brand new and still doesn't show up on the map on Amazon. But I had to put in my sister's address to send it, and when I changed the address, suddenly nothing was going to be there in time. So I had to resort to an alternative option. Which was sad. That way she would have something to open. All my mom wants is a nap. That's so valid. She's notorious for not having her phone on, so I texted Dad to make sure that thing be on so she could see it. Oh my gosh, that sounds like my dad. My dad will you'll call him and be like, so you know the thing I texted you about? And he can recall everything you said, he just doesn't answer you. And I'm like, and then half the time, he doesn't read it. So it's like, you have to make sure he actually read it to know if he's in the loop about stuff. Because I called him the other day and said something, and he was like, oh, yeah, no, I remember reading your message about that. And I'm like, okay, so you didn't respond to me or my sister, great. And then other times we'll say something to him and he'll be like, what are you talking about? We're like, Dad, we texted you about this 4 times. So that's funny. You cute. Oh, hey, that funky monkey, what a weird name. Just kidding, just kidding. All my mom wants is a nap is such a valid thing, though, radio. You guys make sure that woman gets a nap. She's not asking for much. She's not asking for much. All right, so potatoes are roasting, onions and garlic are done. We're going to cook the bacon, then we'll cook the chicken, then we'll make the Chick Fil A sauce. And we're going to do sharp white cheddar. Since I'm reheating this for dinner later, I'm essentially building all the components. And then I'm going to top it with cheese, and we're going to put that in the fridge. And then when I cook it later, we can get the cheese melted and warm everything back up. And then we'll serve it with the bacon and scallions on top. This man cracks me up. I told him a whole story and whatnot, and he responds back with, okay, dog. Literally, my sister was sending messages during her pregnancy about let's say results that were good or whatever. And all of us are like, oh my gosh, thank God, that's such good news. And here's my dad, thumbs up. Brother, you're kidding. Want to run away and get married? Destination wedding. No. Get out of here. Not destination wedding. You ruined it. You ruined it. God, I don't know if that'll ever not be funny. I want a kid-free weekend. Can you ask your parents to help with that, or your mom to help with that? We try? Yeah, make sure that woman gets a nap. She's not asking for much. Okay, I need a container to put the bacon in. Gotta love my own husband coming into my chat and hitting on me. I suppose it's not very busy if you're able to be here. Now I'm confused. Funky, maybe you can help. Adam's going through PC problems. I'm trying to help him troubleshoot. The fans are spinning, but it's not booting. Just like the fans on the outside of the case, basically. And now it started clicking. The fans are clicking and powering on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. I told him to try reseating the RAM. He said he did that. I told him to try making sure the graphics card is everything's all plugged in. He thinks it's maybe the power supply of the motherboard. I asked him if he has a CMOS reset button. It's a cute shirt. Thanks, Funky got it for me. It says Girl Mom Era. I live with my mom. She don't like going to my dad's. Fair enough. I'll send him the video if that helps. I Googled the user manual for the motherboard. It's not even that motherboard. Uh-oh. That's not good. Google says it could be the power supply, could be the motherboard. Reset the CMOS, change the battery on the motherboard. Reseat the RAM, try that. We're gonna turn this heat up a little bit. We need to check on our potatoes and see how they're doing. I think we're gonna need to give them a stir. Woo! It is steamy in that oven. Potatoes are looking good so far. I'm gonna give these a quick stir / flip with these in the front and just kind of make sure they cook evenly on all sides. And again, if you wanted to make this a faster recipe at home, you could buy pre-cut hash brown potatoes with or without peppers and onions. You could buy store-bought Chick Fil A sauce. You could buy pre-cooked chicken. Just assemble it all with the cheese. I think my next step, waiting till Monday, contacting customer service, figure out what motherboard it is. That's fair. Next time I buy, ain't gonna be a pre-built from Amazon. Wait, can you see in your order history the specs? If you go back to your Amazon history, can you see the specs that are in it? That might help. All right, this bacon is taking a minute to cook, but yeah, the listing from the order history should have all the specs of it. That might help. I need a casserole dish from the oven to start building all this, from the dishwasher to start building all this up when every component is ready. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to spray it down with some nonstick spray so that when I reheat it later, it doesn't all stick. Doesn't show the motherboard unless I'm missing it. Wait, what? You could try submitting a picture to ChatGPT and see if ChatGPT can figure out what it is. Which motherboard? All right. Continuing to cook our bacon. Chicken will be next. And then we also need to mix up some Chick Fil A sauce. So I need a bowl for that. Set that to the side. ChatGPT knows everything you write, pretty much. Think I can finally set up my motherboards on, or my monitors on Monday? Heck yes! What are you most excited to play when everything is all set up, Noodle? Or use the computer for, I should say. Okay. And then once the bacon's cooked, we're going to set it aside in this container for later. I also need to cut up some scallions and cut up the chicken. We have a little bit of scallions left from our baked potatoes the other night, but I'm going to cut some more. because this baby loves scallions. Just like her mama. Okay, set this to the side for the moment. Grab a cutting board, our scallions, and a knife. Cut the very ends off. And then we're just gonna chop these and put them in with the existing scallions. This is optional, of course, but I really like to chop this dish with scallions. Hey, that bacon is popping. All right, perfect. Turn this down a little. Now the bacon is starting to be almost done. That bacon grease popped my arm, rude. I have a bruise from getting blood work the other day. First time it didn't give me a bruise. Actually, the first 2 times it didn't. This time it did. It's like yellow. Just being online, I guess. Well, heck yeah. All right, so scallions done. And actually, let's get out our green beans because I need to be getting those in the oven. All right, we need turn that down to low. Okay. That doesn't want to cooperate. I need scissors. All right, so we have fresh green beans. This is a 12-ounce bag. Okay. ChatGPT found my motherboard? Heck yes. All right, we're going to rinse our green beans off. Set those to the side. All right, our bacon is done. We are going to put the bacon on a paper plate with a paper towel to drain some of the grease and let it cool before I put it in that container. Really don't want to replace that because I'm scared to take stuff out. That's fair. We're getting out all the bacon, putting it on this paper towel to kind of drip and cool. Everything's better with bacon, so valid. Ow. This grease is really trying to get me today. Have the same red strainer. Is yours from Dollar Tree too? That's where I got mine a bajillion years ago. Betty Crocker section at Dollar Tree. I really don't want to replace it because I'm scared. I didn't know you can find out what motherboard you have based on the wording next to RAM. Look at that. All right, so we have onions and garlic. We have bacon. Potatoes are doing good. We have our scallions. Let's get the green beans ready for the oven. And then we'll cook the chicken while the green beans roast. Here for the moment. Move this for the moment. Okay. We're gonna spray this down with some nonstick spray. I'm still in jammies. I love that. I was in jammies until I had to get dressed for stream. Crispy bacon for you? Heck yes. Really? Rude. Ham lid fell. Okay. Snap the ends off of our green beans and get them. Dollar Tree has good stuff. Oh, they do. I have tons of stuff from Dollar Tree. I have prep bowls from Dollar Tree. I have bench scrapers from Dollar Tree. Beer mugs. Margarita glasses. Somebody clip that. Yeah, beer mugs, margarita glasses, strainer, all kinds of stuff. Everything I Watch is releasing their finale episode. That's the worst. Summer's coming and there's not going to be anything new. I'm really excited. We were big fans of Yellowstone up until the end of the final season, which we did not finish. But there's a Yellowstone spin-off show coming out next week. Oh, you can't beat the prices, indeed. And even now, it's like, what, like $1.25, $1.50 for most stuff? But yeah, I have like little sets of 3 glass prep bowls. Back when I bought them, they were 3 for $1. The like big beer stein mugs are super thick, like the best quality ones I've found for that price. Insane. Same with the margarita glasses that we have. So much stuff. The bench scrapers have held up well. Really great place to find stuff like that that can last for a while. Oops, wait, those go there. Okay, we're gonna hit these with olive oil, salt, pepper, and then when they come out of the oven, I'll probably hit them with some lemon juice. Maybe a little garlic. If you guys haven't already, do me a favor, make sure you hit that like button on the video. It helps to redistribute the VOD after the stream is over. If you're trying to help us get monetized on YouTube, if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, first of all, it's free. Second of all, we are building hours every single day. We're up 31 hours of watch time since yesterday. We are over 70% of the way to level 1 and over 52% of the way to level 2. One second. Oh, my neighbors must be moving stuff. All right. Be careful, Rocket. You got it. Okay. This new tree that we got them is really tall, and it makes me a little nervous when they're climbing up the edge of it. I'm like, please don't fall and break a leg. All right, snapping all these ends. But every time you guys come and hang out in a live stream, that helps. Every time you guys come and watch the videos on the path to monetization, that helps. All of it helps. Did you find the ball that hangs up there? Almost done snapping these ends. Perfect, okay. Throw the ends out. And then we're gonna get some olive oil, salt, pepper, and garlic powder on these. Perfect. Salt, cracked black pepper. For those of you who like to cook, is there something on your list that you've been wanting to try to make that you haven't made yet? One of the things on my list that I really would like to learn, croissants. I saw this like croissant French toast bake the other day and I was like, ooh, I should learn how to make croissants. Hopping in to say hi while working. I hope it's been a good work day so far, Caps. Reached for Kyle's grinders. Hey, I use scissors to snip off the end sometimes. That works great. It's another great way to do it. Hi, Sea Kitten. How you doing? How's little one feeling? All right, olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic. Spread these out. Pop them in the oven, and then we're gonna cut up the chicken. Those potatoes are looking good. Just a couple more minutes. Potatoes and green beans should actually be done around the same time. I shall be around later. Time for Azzy Boy and I to get to work. Man's got called in low-key. We shall catch y'all later. Take care, Silver. Take care, Azlek. I made okonomiyaki finally. Worth it. Oh, that's right. You posted pictures. We saw that during food picture catch-up. That looked good. That looked good. All right, real quick. I got to wash my knife and my cutting board. And we're going to cut up our chicken. Whole bottle of Miralax. So this is about to be fun. Oh, dear Lord. Lamb shank. Ooh. That sounds good. All right, we need to get chicken out. Cut our chicken into bite-sized pieces. Have fun with that, Sea Kitten. What a Mother's Day treat. At least she's okay. Left you on the TV. I appreciate you, Silver. Thank you. Have a good day at work. All right, we're cutting up our chicken into bite-sized pieces while those potatoes and green beans roast. You know, Sea Kitten, though, if that isn't so exactly what moms do, even on Mother's Day, you're going to be sitting there dealing with her taking an entire bottle of Miralax. If that's not mom core, I don't know what is. Me, Kyle, one day. I know, right? Here for it. Hi, Jensen. How are you? I am here for it. I am here for it. Hope you're having a good day so far, Jensen. What's going on at your house this weekend? A couple of these are still kind of frozen in parts, which really is not ideal. I hate that Tyson leaves this little liner in the package that makes it impossible. Because then they, like, if they're part frozen, they try to freeze to that little paper liner in there. Nothing says motherhood like inducing the runs in your 5-year-old, literally, though. Especially on Mother's Day weekend, right? Keep seeing lamb shank recipes. If it wasn't for budget, I'd buy a few to make them. Do they ever go on sale at all? I've never made lamb shank myself. Sounds yummy though. Yeah, see, Kitten's house is about to be smelly. Sure hope you're not having any morning sickness. Funny, not funny. Clean that girl out, yeah. Okay. We're gonna cook our chicken with salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and paprika. Good, doing adult stuff today. Costco laundry, getting coffee stains out of a couple shirts I ruined. Parentheses, hopefully not. Oh, I hope you didn't ruin them. That would stink. That's the story of my life. I get something new and I wanna wear it and then I spill something on it and I'm like, you're kidding. I just got this. Thankfully not. Good, good, good. Okay. Get our skillet back out. Just gonna use the skillet where I cooked the onions, garlic, and the bacon, because why not? Heat it up to medium heat. And let's get out our garlic powder, onion powder, and paprika. I was FaceTiming my sister earlier with my nephew, and she had to hang up because he audibly filled his diaper. I heard it, and I hung up and called my mom, and she called my mom while I was on the phone with my mom. My mom was driving, and she's like, hey, can you add your sister in? She's trying to call me. And so I added my sister in, and she goes, oh, well, he just wanted to know, Grandma, if you wanted to come over and change his diaper. She's like, well, I'm not home, but maybe next time. I was like, oh my God, I cannot. What fun. Typically buy meats from the wet market. They don't really have sales. Oh, okay, gotcha. Price of seafood fluctuate because what they can catch, but not the meat. Fair enough. My sister looked at me, oh my God. She looked at me on FaceTime. She goes, tell me you heard that. And I was like, yeah, have fun. Have fun. All right, medium high heat. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika. Gonna cook our chicken until it's cooked through. Going to see my mates from the UK who I toured with tonight when they swing through town. Been about 30 years since they were here. Oh my gosh, that'll be so fun. That's awesome. All right, let's check these potatoes because I think they're about done. Get ready for that. No, I know. I know. Woo! Those are done for sure. Nice golden brown, crispy taters. Beautiful. Let's give these green beans a shake. They need another minute or two. Okay. Potatoes are gonna go in the bottom casserole dish here in just a moment. Okay. And then we need to work on our Chick Fil A sauce after the chicken is cooked. Our bacon is actually cooled enough now that I can put it in the container where it will stay until later. So we got bacon and scallions for the topping. I'm not gonna put the bacon on now because I wanna put it on after the casserole dish is reheated, since it will get overcooked if I do that. Trying to like reorganize a couple things here. And the veggie drawer so I have room. Okay. There we go. That ought to do it. Okay. Trying to make sure I have room for all that stuff in the fridge. Reuniting with Kyle, still got a meat funky. Well, we're certainly not doing any traveling. All right, green beans are nice and roasted. Some good browning on them. Probably gonna be I'm gonna be busy for the next foreseeable ever. For the next foreseeable ever. The other night when we took the night off, we were like, we should just like take the night off and watch a show and just relax. We're not gonna get a lot of these nights ever again pretty soon. I'm also trying to keep an eye on this, what is it, hantavirus? All right, so we got our potatoes. I'm gonna add the onions and garlic into here. Finish cooking this chicken up till it's cooked to 165 and all the pink is gone. And then we'll add in some Chick Fil A sauce and top with cheese. Chicken, yes, nice lean protein. Have you ever thought doing more spice blends again? Yeah, I'll be honest, a handful of those that I made didn't end up getting used for such a long time that I didn't do it again right away, because the main one that I went through like the taco seasoning blend and like my everyday seasoning blend, so I'd have to adjust it, I think, to make sure that I'm only doing stuff that I'll use a lot. Like I might do like a Nashville hot one this time, an everyday blend, as well as like a taco seasoning, a barbecue rub, and kind of like switch it up. Because last time I took suggestions from the community, and while they were wonderful, my, like, for instance, Indian spice blend sat forever. And I just never really needed an Indian spice blend enough to get through it. So I think I'd have to, like, plan ahead for what I want to do for them. Okay. For the Chick Fil A sauce, we need... I think I need to get out a new mustard, but we need honey, mustard, mayo, and barbecue. Oh no, I don't need a new mustard, we're good. I might need a new barbecue though. Hi Boris, how's it going? Okay. The cruise ship story. I don't know how I feel about all of it. Kind of feel like it's potentially a hoax. I don't know. It's a very strange set of things that they have said about it. All right. All right, we need about a cup of mayo. About a quarter cup of barbecue. The little squeeze bottle top thing has come out of this bottle on us twice already. So I'm gonna try Yep, I knew it. It doesn't want to stay in the bottle. This is the third time now on this particular bottle since we opened it. It just keeps creating a mess. Might be hard to transmit, still ain't any less dangerous. Oh, I don't say that. I definitely don't mean to indicate that it's less dangerous. All right, 1/4 cup of honey. I forgot to say bye. Oh, take care. As like Silver said bye on behalf of both of you. Take care. Have a good day at work. About 2 tablespoons of mustard or so. Give this a mix. Feel like fear-mongering? Yeah, I think that's part of my, like, I don't know how I feel about it, you know what I mean? Just the coverage of it has been so strange. Chick Fil A sauce. Didn't mean now. Well, no, I know. What I meant is we definitely don't have any travel plans anytime in the upcoming, like, long time. Another question, Funkman, if he doesn't mind. What's up? I think he's lurking, but I can always send it to him and see if he gets a chance to read it. All right, we didn't end up needing this, so put this back. Put this back. Do I need the exact same motherboard? No. The biggest thing is going to be, can your power supply power everything that's in your case? Can your case fit your motherboard? And is the RAM compatible with a new motherboard? That was the problem with mine, with my kitchen PC, is that it's discontinued. So I'd have to get an old one. All right, putting about half of this Chick Fil A sauce in with the potatoes and the onions and the garlic. Finishing cooking this chicken. I need a motherboard that the RAM is compatible because they found basically the exact same power supply. Yes, you need to make sure, because that's what my problem was, is like I wanted to fix the kitchen PC, but not every motherboard is compatible with every type of RAM. So like you need to know if your motherboard supports DDR4, DDR3, etc., whatever. That's the biggest thing. And then, you know, does everything fit in your case? And you can Google, like, will this motherboard be compatible with, and put in your other parts. Makes sense about the blends. Yeah, I just gotta choose different ones this time because some of the ones we made sat for like forever. Because we just didn't use them. Like they sounded cool to have, and then like in practice we just didn't end up using them enough. Motherboard, it's like $200 at cheapest right now. I'm like, hell no. Yeah, that's the problem. All right, those green beans are done. Let's get them in a container that I can reheat them in the oven with later. Is there one in here that is longer? No, that's okay. All right, let's do this. Need some tongs. Get these green beans into a dish to reheat later, so I'm using one that's oven safe so we can put them in with the casserole. Once the chicken's done, we'll mix it with the potatoes, onions, garlic, Chick Fil A sauce, topped with cheese, and we'll be good to go. And we already have our bacon and our scallions for topping. Here's a closer look at the green beans. Also, NMD, come over for dinner. There you go. Thank you for helping. You are welcome. Happy to do what I can. She says, on my way. Make sure if you guys haven't already liked the stream that you hit the like button. That helps so much with distributing the VOD. Okay. All right, chicken is getting close. Make sure a couple different pieces of this are all cooked through. Yep, we are good. Okay, so we have in this casserole dish roasted potatoes, sauteed onions and garlic, and Chick Fil A sauce. We're gonna add our chicken into here. Hi, Addie, how's it going? Welcome in. Happy to catch a YouTube stream. So glad to have you. We're making a Chick Fil A potato bake. This is roasted potatoes, sauteed onions and garlic, some grilled chicken bites, homemade Chick Fil A sauce, and then it gets topped with cheese, bacon, and scallions. And we're having green beans on the side with it. I'm gonna do sharp white cheddar as our cheese. When you make your smashed potatoes, do you boil them first? Yes, boil them till they're fork tender and then smash them down. And then roast with oil and seasonings until they're crispy. Absolutely. Good, how are you? I'm glad to hear you're doing good. I'm doing well also. I'm doing well also. Okay. So now this goes in the oven for just a couple minutes to melt the cheese. Actually, you know what? I should just wait and melt this in later when we're actually serving it so it's not reheated multiple times. Susan, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome. But yeah, when I make smashed potatoes, I absolutely do that. Absolutely. It works out better that way because I find that you can't really mash them with the drinking glass until they're partially tender. So I'll boil them for a few and then mash them down and roast them. Okay. Not sure if Susan's here in the chat or found one of our other videos, but welcome to the community. I'm so thirsty today. Okay. Probably because I yelled so much last night during the stream. So here's what we got, and when we reheat this, the cheese will all melt, and then we will put scallions and bacon on the top, and we have extra Chick Fil A sauce left over that we can put on it as well. I'm serving it with the green beans. I like your shirt. Yes, thank you. Funky got it for me. Isn't it cute? Super cute. Super cute. And you could do really any kind of cheese with this. We like cheddar with it, but anything works. And guys, we're getting so much progress on YouTube. We are at 72.9% of level 1, 54.7% of level 2, which is incredible. I'm surprised you still have your voice after all the screaming. My voice is used to it. I've been doing this 6 years. My voice is used to it. Watch me lose my voice now that I said that, but heck yeah. Honestly, a super easy meal, and you could really make this even faster with all those little adjustments, like I said. Totally changed my mind on what I'm doing for dinner now. What are you gonna do? So yeah, I'll just let this cool, cover it up, put it in the fridge, and then we'll reheat later. And the cheese will all melt, and we'll serve it with the green beans, and dinner's set, so we can game tonight, and we don't have to worry about it. We don't have to worry about it. Heck yes. So I'm going to be filming another YouTube video this afternoon. We also have a Purple Side stream this evening at 7:30 doing a collab with a bunch of members from the fleet. And then we have a Purple Side stream tomorrow, 1 p.m., which will complete, gosh, how many streams this week? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, 7 streams this week. Not too bad. Not too bad. Ugh. But yeah, my voice is used to the screaming. It'd be like that. I do need a cup of decaf coffee today, I think. And another water so that I can get some editing done. That is the plan. But the recipe for this will be in the Discord. It'll also be in the video description if you wanted to make either of these recipes that we did today. The Chick Fil A sauce, the casserole, and the green beans will all be written out if you guys wanted them. How's the podcast going? We haven't done as many podcast episodes lately. We feel like we don't really have anything else to say. I kind of feel like we just need to take the podcast in another direction because it started focused on like life and streaming and stuff, and we went to do a season 2 and we're like, we haven't grown enough that anybody new is watching these, and it's really boring for all the people who have heard us tell our story a million times to listen to that over and over. So I feel like we just have to find another direction to take the podcast in. And like, I don't want to make it solely about streaming and content creation. I want to go in another direction than that. So might have to just make it a little bit different. Still trying to figure that out. See you later. Yes, see you later indeed. I appreciate you guys, everybody who came and hung out today. Thank you so much for coming and hanging and supporting the YouTube side. If you're trying to help us on the path to monetization, please like this video, hit that subscribe button, and the Path to Monetization playlist always has all the videos that work towards monetization. It's a great story. It is a great story, but like, it gets old for people after, you know, a certain period of time. If we could get more people who are not from the Twitch side watching the podcast, that'd be great. Because we have on YouTube over 5,000 subscribers. It's just that they're not watching that specific part of our content. Like, for instance, we have 5,484 subscribers. So we have like almost 2/3 of what we have on Twitch. But a lot of those people came from Twitch. We want like new people to be interacting and hearing that story, and that didn't really work out as well as we thought. So kind of like switching it up a little. But I appreciate you guys so much for hanging. Thank you for yapping with me while we cooked. And if you're going to come hang on the purple side tonight, I'll see you then. If not, there will be more YouTube streams next week. Nothing tomorrow and nothing Monday because I have a couple things in the afternoon, but maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week is what I'm thinking. So if you're looking for more YouTube live streams, that'll be later next week. And there's new content coming up. I'm going to film something this afternoon, so tomorrow. Yeah. But I appreciate you guys so much.